Hey,
Hey,
how's it going?
good, how are you?
I'm doing great.
Oh, right. The show.
Let's start the show.
Let's start the show.
Johnny, man, you're too drunk. You had too much to drink.
Nah, man, I'm good. Maybe you haven't had enough.
No, you're drunk. Johnny, you are too drunk to drive.
No, I'm not.
Johnny, you're too drunk. Give me your keys.
No! Give me my keys.
No, you're too drunk to drive.
Give me my keys.
No.
Say, give me my keys.
No. Oh, no grabbing. No grabbing. Huh. Johnny, you are too drunk for lightsabers.
No, I'm not.
Johnny, you're too drunk to be swinging a lightsaber around all erratically.
No, I'm not.
Johnny, you're too drunk to be dueling with lightsabers.
No, I'm not.
Johnny, come on, you're too drunk to be taking random people hostage with lightsabers.
No, I'm not.
Johnny, you're too drunk to be killing people with lightsabers.
No, I'm not.
Johnny, you are too drunk to be running around like that.
I'm flying home.
Johnny, you can't fly. You're too drunk to fly. The lightsabers aren't even real.
No, I'm not. I'm flying home.
Johnny, you're too drunk. You can't fly.
No, I am not.
Oh, I guess you probably could, Johnny.
Hello there, and welcome to the new show, How We Did It, where we take a special effect idea, and really any idea. We develop a short around it. It's going to be about 5 minutes. This past one
Johnny,
was-
you're too drunk to be hosting a show.
Sounds about right.
We're not doing that anymore. You can break character now.
Johnny, don't pretend you're not drunk right now.
Okay. Can you take his mic off? Okay, we're good.
You can't
okay.
silence.
Thank you. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, we filmed the show over the week, or the short over the weekend, and then we come back in studio, and through behind the scenes, we tell you how we did it. So first off, let's talk about some of the equipment that we used during the shoot.
Yep, I've got my skeleton of a stop sign right here.
Nah, that's not a stop sign. That's actually a fig rig, and the purpose of this is to get your hands away from the camera, but you still have that handheld look. Rather than on a tripod, like this camera is right now, it's completely stationary, whereas if you have a handheld, you can see this in the short.
Let me hold it. You can think about your words. See here, if you hold the camera like so, it's going to be a bit wobbly, so we use our
Fig rig.
stop sign to stabilize it. Keep our hands away from the camera as kind of a stabilizer
Of sorts.
for the camera, so that it doesn't seem like you're in an earthquake or in Cloverfield.
It's actually a DIY version that I built.
Yes.
Because regular fig rigs, which look like a steering wheel basically,
Yeah.
they go anywhere from like $100 to like $300 to $500.
And this is
For-
made
this is-
made out of PVC pipe, isn't it?
Yes, and this probably cost me about $30.
$30.
Probably a little less. My memory isn't.
And for
what it
two
used to
orders
be.
of $19.95, it can all be yours.
No, because I'm not selling this.
No,
No.
Special offer declined.
Thank you.
So tell me, what does the stop sign do?
Fig rig.
Fig rig.
So as you can see here, the camera just attaches directly in the center, and then your hands go on the side, and your hands are completely off the camera at this point. So all the little jitters, whether you've had too much coffee or you're just spazzing out, they don't go directly into the camera. They're more or less absorbed by the fig rig.
Right.
And
Now, Ben, why wouldn't you use the Steadicam feature in Premiere or Final Cut? Why can't you just shoot handheld and fix it later? Why use the fig rig now?
there's actually a plugin, or not really a plugin, there's a feature in After Effects where you can stabilize footage.
Yep.
And
And what's that called?
it's called Warp Stabilizer. And the problem with that is that it crops the footage, so you have to plan ahead of time so you get the shot that you need so you don't cut off your actors' heads or anything like that.
Right.
And sometimes your footage is too shaky,
Uh-huh.
so it actually warps and distorts the image. And I tried getting that off. So we might...
Keep going. I'm stalling. Ta-da!
Okay, great. We can talk about the camera
I
now.
knew I was here for a reason.
Yeah, not to provide a comedic relief at all.
Stop sign.
Fig rig.
Right.
Okay. This is the camera we used. This type is a T2i. The type we used is a T3i. Really the only difference that I've found is that the screen, I think you can see the screen right there, it doesn't flip out.
Right there.
This has an embedded screen. And I like the T3i because if you have it on the fig rig
Right.
and you're trying to get a low shot, you don't have to like...
You have to crouch down
Yeah, you
below
don't have to
it.
crouch down and get into an
see.
awkward position
Right.
to see the screen. You can just flip it out, tilt it up, and you can see the screen relatively well.
It's amazing what science can do these days.
Yeah, and I really love a DSLR rather than the other cameras that the station has.
Right.
Because you can adjust the ISO. on
Yeah.
it. And I don't remember what ISO means. Do you?
I don't. Something with international
Yeah.
standards.
If our editor is listening, he'll put the definition of ISO
Right
up
there.
right here.
Right here.
Right
Maybe
here.
a bit here, but probably right
No,
here.
no, not right there.
Maybe here?
No,
Okay.
right here.
So this is what ISO means. And essentially what that does is adds more light to the
It doesn't really add more light. It makes the sensor more sensitive to light.
sensor sensitive and makes it look more grainy. Like it gives
Yeah,
it
noisy.
Yeah, it gives it that film grain-esque type look.
Yeah. So on another short I
Yeah.
was filming, I had a lot of grain because I didn't have enough light in my scene.
Right.
And we'll probably throw up
Example
Clip.
video.
we'll throw up a clip of that right now.
Beautiful.
And as you can see right here, there's a lot of grain in the shadowy areas.
Right there. Right there.
Yeah, right,
Right
there.
there.
Right, yeah.
Not where I was pointing before, but right here.
Yeah, right there.
Right.
Yep. And yeah, there's actually a plugin that I just discovered for Premiere that gets rid of that.
Really? What's it called?
Once again, I forgot.
Right. So the plug-in for that is right here, down there, and that'll take out extra noise.
Yeah,
in your,
a lot of it. It
Yeah.
depends on how much you have, because I try to minimize my noise. So
Yeah.
on that clip that we just put up, it pretty much eliminated the noise. And here's an example of it side by side.
Example.
And as you can see, the right side is when the noise has been removed. Left side is the original clip. And as you can see, the noise has drastically been reduced. So that's another great editing tool.
Yeah,
To
definitely.
make your footage look very, very nice.
Right, but we're not here to talk about editing just yet.
No.
We're here to talk about our equipment, what we use out in the field. So we've gone over the stop sign. Big rig.
Fig rig.
Fig rig. We've gone over our pointy handy doodle camera.
DSLR.
DSLR. T2i
Yeah,
without
T2i.
the flippable screen, but you can use the T3i depending on your personal preferences.
Yeah.
What's the other thing over here?
So this is all of our audio equipment. What we have right here is the Zoom H4n.
It records audio, for those
Yes.
of you who guessed right. Good for you.
And I really like this because it has 2 inputs. You can adjust the audio very well, and it has a very...
Right there.
Yep. You can point.
Right there.
Congratulations.
But, okay, so we got the Zoom recorder here, and that records audio. What is this thingamabobber?
This is the wireless audio receiver.
All right.
And this doohickey right here, that's your word, doohickey.
Doohickey.
This is the audio transmitter.
Doohickey.
So the audio signal gets picked up by the microphone, gets transmitted by this little gem right here, gets picked up by the receiver,
Right.
and the signal is recorded into the Zoom.
Really handy if you're shooting out in the field and you don't want a bunch of cables around everywhere, because that just makes for an unsafe and unpleasant work environment. So wireless,
Yeah.
thing to go.
Yeah, that's another reason why I really love this setup, is because it's wireless and so transportable.
Right.
So,
Looks like we've got a fluffy bunny at the end of this.
this is called a
Oh, God.
dead cat.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. I have no reason why they call it a dead cat, but what it does, it just covers the microphone and eliminates wind noise. And there's various types of dead cats. There's kind of foamy ones that are a little less efficient. There's this one, which is a little more efficient.
Right.
And then there's one that looks kind of like a blimp that completely covers the microphone.
I have
And
no-
that's,
Really?
yeah. We'll throw up a picture right here.
Picture.
Yay! And that almost completely eliminates the wind noise.
Oh, wow.
So we had a very tough time this past weekend
Yeah.
shooting because it was so windy. And
Yeah.
we were in a parking garage, which pretty much kind of amplified the
Yeah,
wind.
yeah, it really funneled it and amplified it. This is a boom pole for the boom microphone. Can I talk about it now?
Yeah.
This is the thing I was holding with.
Since you actually know what it is.
Yeah. So this is an extendable pole. It extends, and the reason why we have this is so that we can put the microphone over the top of the action and get a microphone right above our actors so that we catch their audio clearly without having to put a lapel microphone on them, as you can see here on my lapel, because this is pretty apparent, and we want to preserve the believability of the the believability of the scene, so we don't show any gear.
Okay, this is a shotgun microphone. It's an Audio Technica, apparently a condenser mic.
We're not allowed to have weapons on campus. Why does that? Why shotgun? Why do you say shotgun?
It's based on the
Shotgun.
pickup pattern.
Yes.
And once again, photo.
Photo.
For reference. As you can see, the shotgun pattern has this type of pickup pattern, which is more directional than a lot of microphones. Lapel mic has this pickup pattern, which is more omnidirectional. It kind of picks up everything. If I remember, it's more of a cardioid shape, so it doesn't really pick up behind it, but it picks up directly in front of it.
Picks up directly here. So that's what that does, as opposed to this little guy here. I'm going to take it from you now.
Thanks.
That picks up directly in front of it and a little bit around it. It has kind of a whoop pattern diagram.
We already showed the diagram.
Oh, dang
We'll
it.
show it again.
Diagram. Which, if we hang it over the top of people, we can see, I'll put it in the shot there. We can see that as long as it's out of the shot, it still picks up my audio. Well, if it was plugged in, it will still pick up my audio without actually being in the shot.
Yes.
And it will pick up your audio too.
Correct.
All right. More work
So
for Adam.
now we're going on to props.
Yay!
Give me my lightsaber. That's
Oh.
mine.
Huzzah!
So these are the lightsabers that we used.
Yeah.
These are props that our director made.
Who made these?
I think it was the director.
Aren't you the director? Didn't you make these?
Yes, I made them.
Oh, okay.
That was the whole joke. Thanks for ruining it. These are just materials that you can pick up at your local Home Depot or Lowe's. There are a couple things that I picked up at Radio Shack, but mostly everything was at Home Depot.
Well, where did you find the power crystals that go inside the lightsabers?
I actually,
Is that an eBay thing or an Amazon thing?
that's Amazon.
Okay, Amazon. Amazon for the power crystals. That's very important. Otherwise, you don't get any lightsaber, right?
Correct.
Right. Okay, correct. I see I'm catching on to things.
Yep.
So what you have here are some elements. Oh, so sorry. Are some elements that you find at any hardware store, and it's just a matter of putting together aesthetically as you'd like. This one has kind of a, I would say, more Darth Vader-esque
Yeah, and that's
type look.
That's kind of what I was going for.
And then this one is more of a traditional Luke Skywalker type handle. But,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, there are so many different lightsabers. Look at all these lightsabers. Graphic.
The way we did the lightsaber effect is green. Give me the green stick.
Right, green stick.
These are tracking markers, thingamajiggers. We just call them markers.
Sticks? Yeah.
Yeah, they're sticks wrapped in duct tape.
Right.
And they just slip right into the lightsaber. Maybe. Okay, there we go. And bam, you got a lightsaber.
Well,
More or
Ben,
less.
Ben, hang on one second. This is still made out of wood.
Yes.
So I'm not quite sure I'm following.
So in the next segment, right after this, I'm going to explain how we put the lightsaber effect. We replace these sticks with the lightsaber effect. And it's quite simple. Really quite simple. You're really easily distracted, aren't you?
Yeah. So what else do we have to talk about today?
No, that's really it.
That's it.
Yeah, we got all our equipment. We got the special thingamajabber that we used.
Hey, it's a jib. It's a rig. It's a stop sign.
It's a fig rig. And we got our props. And
Props.
the equipment that we showed now is our basic equipment setup.
Right. So whenever you see us mentioning to our basic equipment setup, that means our
DSLR.
DSLR,
The zoom,
zoom,
the wireless system, the composing of the transmitter and the receiver,
that one,
shotgun mic,
right.
dead cat, and the boom pole.
Using a live cat is hard.
Yeah, they squirm around too much.
Yeah. Best to just kill them and get it over with.
Yeah.
Anywho, so yeah, that's the equipment we use for this show.
That's it.
That's it.
So,
Goodbye.
yeah.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. What are you doing?
I thought we agreed upon this.
Nope.
Oh.
What is up, everybody? I am the editor-in-chief for How We Did It, and I am going to explain how I added the lightsaber effect to the sketch. So let's open up Premiere. And what I like to do is to edit the sketch first so that the flow and cuts are arranged how I like them, and then put the special effects in. And I do this because then I only need to edit what I need to. I don't need to edit extra frames. And for the lightsaber effect, as I'll explain later, that is very, very important. So once the sketch is edited, I will start on the effects. And what I do is just link the effects with After Effects, and I do that just by right-clicking and replacing with an After Effects composition. And that will add a new composition into After Effects, and then I can start editing that clip. And all the changes that I make in After Effects will then be linked to Premiere. So I really like this feature because then I don't have, whenever I find a mistake, I don't have to correct it, re-export it, and then re-import it into Premiere. I can just quickly make the change, and then that'll transmit over into Premiere. So as you can see here, I have multiple lines, and these are all different layers. These purple sabers are really the same thing. These green sabers are really the same thing. I just broke them up so because this is one of the later clips that I edited, and I was getting very tired at the time, so I only edited as much as I needed to, trying to minimize my work. And I'm not going to be going into too much detail because we'll probably be going over all our editing tools in a later episode. So this is just basically how I added the effect. I might get a little technical because there's really no other way to explain things. So to add a lightsaber, we take a preset that was created by Video Copilot. And these guys are amazing. I get a lot of ideas from them, and they provide a lot of effects for plugins. So this was their tutorial for the lightsaber, but I got their plugin by just downloading all their presets and importing it into After Effects. Then it will be available in this Presets and Effects tab. So we just search for lightsaber, maybe. Okay. So I took this lightsaber effect and added it to a layer, and each lightsaber needs its own layer. And I'll probably explain that in the later episode for editing. And now comes the tedious part. So if we open up this layer, we can see all these dots, and these are what are called keyframes. We zoom in, if we go frame by frame, we can see that the lightsabers are moving, and this is really tedious because we have to go frame by frame and adjust the lightsaber to match to the markers. And this whole process took me about 20 hours this past weekend after they filmed, but that's what needs to be done to make it look so good. So, and another effect that I added was a flare, as you can see right here, and this is another plugin that Video Copilot came up with. This is really awesome. So they have an incredible assortment of different flares, so I just picked one that was interesting. So if we go to flare layer, we go to options, we can see a wide variety of different types of flares. And I also had to go frame by frame and adjust the flare so that it moved with the lightsabers. And if we watch this dot right here, we'll see that it moves whenever we advance. And this was a lot easier because we didn't have very many clips that had the lightsabers touching. So once the effects are all done for that particular clip, I'd move on to the next one until all the effects were complete. And that's how we added the lightsaber effect. It is very simple because of the plugin. However, it just took a very long time because of going frame by frame to adjust everything. And now I will throw it back over to Ben and Hayden in the studio. Thanks for watching.
Hey there, welcome to Two Suits and a Friend, where we will put topics in a bowl and draw.
Brought to you by Kangaroo Jack 2. Return to Sorry.
Just say Return to Horror Island. I'm so gonna go see that movie.
I'd see a kangaroo.
You'd see a kangaroo on Horror Island.
Nicolas Cage would star in that.
Get in my pouch.
I'm in.
Anyway, the whole premise of this portion is where we put in topics to discuss about the shoot on the past weekend, and then we talk about them. So, one of you want to pick it first?
Yeah, go for it.
All right,
And the first topic is...
what color are my eyes? All right, here, let me close them.
They're blue.
I want to say hazel, because that covers all of my bases.
No. How is there blue or green in hazel?
Right, because hazel can be brown, green, or blue.
Actually,
like
it's what equipment was used. Sorry.
Oh.
We just did a segment on
I'm going to say hazel. Hazel's my final answer.
They're blue.
Oh, yeah, they are blue.
Thanks. All right. How much did you keep to the script of Joan of Arc?
Of Joan of Arc would not very much.
No.
Oh, that's a not really odd question.
No. I don't think they had lightsabers in Joan of Arc.
No, I don't think so.
No.
So, I mean, we had a script, didn't we?
Yeah, it was about 3 pages, so I was hoping for 3 minutes. It turned out to be 2:15. But we more or less did stick to the script.
Yeah.
There were occasions when we ad-libbed just because it was funnier.
Right. Well, I think you have to take into account when you're doing a shoot like this, you have to go into a location with a plan of attack. You have to have an idea of what you're going to shoot and how you're going to shoot it.
Nope.
So it's important to go into a shoot like this with an idea of a plan of attack. You always want to have an idea of what you're going to do and how you're going to do it, even if it's not ultimately what you end up sticking to. But it's always best to go out with a plan. You never go out saying you improv it. I mean, you can kind of do that in journalism when it's like on the spot stuff, but journalism is not pre-planned stuff. So you have to go out when you're doing something with a plan. You have to go with plan.
Yeah,
Plan.
and we made like a
Plan.
outline of what we wanted to do.
Right.
And we kind of kept to that more or less.
Yeah.
Originally, I wanted to have us fighting up the stairs.
Yeah.
And then stab someone who came out of the elevator, and then fight up the stairs some more, and then
Yeah.
eventually take off on the 5th floor of the parking garage.
Right.
Yeah.
But I forgot the reason, but we decided to stay on the 3rd floor, either because our equipment was already there, or it might have been we thought it was too difficult to choreograph the fight scene on the spot up the stairs.
There's a lot of hot chicks upstairs. We all got nervous.
That's
Yeah.
true too.
Oh yeah, that's what was
Yeah.
it. Yeah. Hayden got nervous.
What was the
hardest part?
what is the hardest port?
What is the hardest port?
I don't know. Maryland?
Maryland, probably. yeah.
Singapore?
I would.
I haven't
I'm gonna
traveled
say-
that far.
The hardest part of filming this had to be, I think, probably the fight scene. I would think.
Yeah.
Because that is hard to plan beforehand. I mean, you totally could.
Yeah.
But I think it kind of takes away from the spontaneity of, let's try this.
And it
Yeah,
took 2
planning.
hours for us to convince me and Ben to fight each other.
Yes.
Well, once you punch him in the gut, it didn't take that long after
kinda
that.
just settled everything.
Yeah.
Well, maybe.
What I really
you
wanted
come
to
over
do
for
was
Christmas next
take
year.
all of Friday
Yeah.
to choreograph this like epic fight scene.
Yeah.
But we didn't have the time and we didn't have the people who could show up on Friday to actually pull it off.
Yeah.
Drinking.
Yes, we were also drinking.
We were drinking.
And so rather than
Don't
choreographing
say.
an epic fight scene, we decided to make it a comedy and just have like a really quick fight scene and
Yeah.
just kind of.
Is it a compromise?
Not real. Well,
Maybe was the Louisiana Purchase a compromise?
A little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit.
how does that fit in with choreographing a fight scene?
How does it?
Just saying they're both great compromises.
Oh, okay. James also pointed out that it was very difficult for him to adjust the camera's iris and ISO and everything to match the lighting for each shot.
Yeah, we were in the middle of a parking garage, which means that we are going from the sky bridge area to the darker cave-like portions of this concrete.
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 Not cement. Concrete.
It was like cement. Right, next question.
Right,
Tomato,
no, it's
tomato.
my turn.
No, all right.
Yeah, it's my turn. What was the funniest part? Probably the boom.
The boom?
Yeah.
I thought the funniest part was that this whole production was sponsored by Kangaroo Jack 4. What was the question? I was totally...
What was the funniest part?
The funniest part. The fact that I died made me laugh.
Fourth wall. Breaking the fourth wall.
Breaking the fourth wall.
Which
That didn't make it
sadly didn't make
That
it
didn't
because
make it.
we
Yeah, I
didn't
was
record the
looking for that.
audio.
in. No.
I was really, really pissed off.
So what we would have done had we have gotten the audio is we would have had Ben attack one of the cameramen, which would have broken the fourth wall. For those of you who don't know what the fourth wall is, graphic.
Editor, graphic.
Right, editor, graphic, that one there.
Editor, guns on my hands. Pew, 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 pew.
Lasers.
All right, well, that's the end of the show. Thanks for watching. Join us next week where we talk about a new short, new
Yeah,
effect.
what's on the plan for next week? What can we what
Yeah.
previews? Spoilers.
Spoilers. I don't know. We actually come up with it basically the day before. However, on the plate we have explosions, shockwave, slow motion, and flying. And there was a little bit of flying at the end of this, so that might be a preview of what's coming up next.
Sweet.
Now,
I think it'd probably be best if what? Just graphics of us all riding dolphins out of here?
Dolphins. Make it happen.
Whoa!
Yeah, whoa!
Whoa! Ben graphics, whoa! See you next week!
Yay!
Dolphins!
Whee!
And we're out.
Out.